I went from 250 to 177. I lost over 70 pounds. But in the beginning of my journey, I was sitting at 250. I was at the highest weight that I've ever been at. At that time, I knew I needed to lose weight, but kind of didn't know where to go. So I did what most people do, and I went to YouTube, kind of like how you guys are doing now. Now, anytime you go on the internet to look anything up, you're gonna get blasted with all this type of information. And honestly, if you just started out, or when you're on your fat loss journey, you kind of don't know who to listen to. Everybody sounds smart, everybody sound right, but you don't know what advice is right for you. So in today's video, my attempt here is to kind of give you the information that's needed so you know who to listen to and who not to listen to. Now, what I'm not going to do is list out people that I think are lying or scammers or whatever, because that's not what I'm about. That's messy, and that's not what I'm about. But I will talk about the things that actually work in fat loss, the things that work for me. And those things are, it came down to three pillars, right? It came down to three pillars. When you're doing any type of research online or whatever, you're trying to figure out, okay, who I need to listen to. It comes down to three things. And that is always going to be your calories, your macros, your fats, proteins, carbs, and then your activity level, which means like whatever you do in the gym, the type of workout you do. All fat loss programs, any type of fat loss, comes down to those three things. The main two are going to be calories and then the macros, which are the building blocks. And the activity, you think of a sculptor, the activity is like the chisel that shapes the clay. You get what I'm saying? That's what the activity is. That's going to be how your body's going to look. Like the workout you do, how you build the muscles, how your body's going to look after, you get to chipping off that fat. So those are really the main building blocks that determine any type of fat loss program that you may see on the internet or whatever. Now, what makes something true and what makes something not true is that what makes it true, I'm going to talk about this stuff that makes it true, is that's the way God designed the human body. We are calories in, calories out type organism. That's the way God made us. Let me not say organism, but human beings. That's the way God made our bodies, is to ingest calories, and we burn calories, and then the macros are going to be the building blocks that are going to go into our body to help build muscle, stuff like give us energy and things of that nature. So anytime you listen to anybody tell you anything about losing weight, you cannot circumvent what I just told you. Calories, macros, and activities. You cannot circumvent that. If anybody on the internet is telling you there's another way, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. So for example, when I first was going on a weight loss journey, they said that intermediate fasting was the best thing ever. Everybody was doing it. All these celebrities was doing it. They wasn't lying. It only seemed like the best thing ever, and it was working for a lot of people. And they said, "Oh, it's the best thing. I swear by it because it's the best thing ever." The reason why it seemed like it was the best thing ever because what you're doing, you cutting out a whole entire meal, which is doing what? Which is reducing the amount of calories that you take in on a daily basis. If you reduce the amount of calories you take in on a daily basis, guess what's going to happen? You're going to put yourself in a caloric deficit. Guess what happens if you put yourself in a caloric deficit over a long period of time? You're going to lose weight. So when people started to lose weight, they was like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." I was one of them. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I first heard about the keto diet, when I first started losing weight, I did keto. I cut out carbs, and I was eating bacon and eggs, and I was dropping weight. I'm like, "Oh, you can't tell me this is the best thing ever. You can't tell me nothing wrong with this." Again, why did it work? It only worked because I cut out a whole macronutrient, which reduced my calorie intake for the day, which then put me what? In a caloric deficit. Ain't that crazy? You go low fat. What you doing? You reducing a whole macronutrient, which then does what? It reduces your calorie intake for the day. And that does what? It puts you in a caloric deficit. And it done long enough, guess what? You're going to start to lose weight. So it all comes down to that. It all comes down to those main three things: activities, calories, macros. Calories, macros, activities. I don't care how you flip it. It comes down to those main things. If anybody on the internet is here to tell you anything other than what I just told you, they are lying to you. Okay, they're trying to get some motion out of you. They're trying to get some money. If they say you got some secret formula, unless you're taking Ozempic, then if you want to take Ozempic, don't even listen to what I'm got to say. Like, then you can ignore everything I'm talking about. But if you want to try to work for this, it comes down to those three things. And I said the other two, which is calories and macros, are going to be the most important thing. How we set up our day, how we eat, our eating habits, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that we have to eat salads and stuff like that. We got to eat salads all day and can't enjoy regular food. It's quite the opposite. You can enjoy a lot of different foods. It just comes down to you knowing your calorie intake for the day, you knowing your protein intake, and you having a decent activity level to burn calories or maintain your weight. That's what it comes down to. Like everything else on the internet, dude, I'm telling y'all right now, everything else on the internet that tries to tell you need to do this, do that, get this, get that, it just comes down to these three principles. So hopefully this, I know this video is quick. It's kind of like, you know, but I've been seeing stuff on the internet and it had me I don't even understand like where these people's getting this stuff from. But so I hope this empowers you to understand that if you see anything, you need to ask yourself, okay, is it reducing my calorie intake? You know, are the macros, protein, fats, carbs, and activity level? You know, because ultimately at the end of the day, with any fat loss, the main result we're trying to give right now is the main result we're trying to attain is a caloric deficit. We're trying to consume less calories than is required. So for this, we need to be here. We need to be consuming here. So then for our body's like, what are we gonna do? So it starts to eat up at the fat that we have. It starts to reduce the weight that we have to make up for the deficit that we're in. Keto, fasting, if you run 5 miles a day and feel like you eat whatever you want, but you want to run 5 miles a day, newsflash, I'm sorry, the run you running 5 miles is really just putting you in a caloric deficit. If you want to eat, your maintenance level is at 2,500 and you want to walk and burn 500 calories on the treadmill, guess what? You just put yourself in a 500 caloric deficit. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. So like again, if you listen to advice on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on this app here. I'm not even telling you to listen to me. I'm not even saying that you got to just strictly listen to me. I lost 70 pounds. You guys may know something else different, but I'm telling you this though. This is what I can tell you with all confidence looking dead at this camera. Calories, macros, and activity are the only 3 pillars that's going to catapult any type of weight loss. Anybody telling you anything, and I'm saying this with full confidence, anybody telling you anything what I just told you, they lying to you. They lying. Unless you want to take Ozempic. But that's about it. Yeah, I know I'm getting passionate, but again, my goal here is to help as many people as I can to reach their goal. And that way you guys can hop up on this app, make YouTube channels about your journey as well too. The more of us on here telling the truth about how it actually works, the better it is for everybody. And there's more valuable information for other people. And you can take nuggets from me, take nuggets from another content creator. I know somebody commented in my last video and they said the same thing. They take nuggets from other different content creators. I did the same exact thing. You know, you may not like everything I say, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, helping everybody else get to their ideal body weight. Because, you know, you don't have to be stuck in the shape that you're in. You know, we can manipulate these pillars, these, you know, calories, macros, and activity to form the body that we want. So, you know, stay blessed. You know, if you find value from this, subscribe. I don't want to be like everybody else begging for subscribers and stuff like that. But if you guys find value from it, subscribe. It does help me out. And then drop a comment. If you guys got questions, ask me a question. I'll be happy to respond. All right. Thanks.